Hey guys, I just finished watching Down by Law, and I just finished watching Jake's review of Down by Law. I made a point of not watching it until after I had watched the movie, and what? No, shut up. All right, sorry, my girlfriend's over there. I put off watching this movie. I'm not gonna lie. There were times in which I probably could have watched it during this week, and I just really was not in the mood. I got the feeling that it was going to be a slower film, and I was correct. I don't know. I just kind of I finally was like, fuck it. You know what? I don't have anything to do tomorrow. It's Thursday. I'll put it on. I'll grade some Java. I'll do some work while it's on. And I feel like I don't know, Neil or Jake. You really seem to like this movie a lot, so I feel like I should probably watch it again at some point in the next week. Because I actually was concentrating on it really hard for the first maybe 20 minutes, half hour, and it was just slow. The sound wasn't balanced very well. I could barely make out what they were saying when my volume was like completely maxed out on the television, which if I was watching any other DVD on it would be deafening. Um, I couldn't tell if it was the writing or the acting. You know how sometimes it's the writing, or you can't tell if it's the writing or the acting that you don't believe. I don't know. There was just something about it that was like it didn't click with me. And uh, Jake, everything you said in your review in terms of like the prison scene where Benini's character is like, I killed a man, and the shack where it looks exactly like the prison cell, and all those things, I got all of those things, and I thought they were funny. I didn't think they were like laugh out loud funny, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like I'm gonna have to watch this again because I didn't see it the way you did. I did not think this was a terrible movie. I mean, I think it was kind of on par with Blue Velvet. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it was one of those movies where I was just kind of like, huh. And there was a lot of imagery and a lot of metaphor and a lot of things that meant other things and stuff going on. But overall, it was just kind of a little bit over my head, maybe. I don't know. Like, I think it's interesting with this movie that the two characters that aren't Benini are innocent, and so you are able to relate with them when they go like they are allowed to be protagonists even if one is a pimp and kind of a scumbag, and the other one is Tom Waits, who was a slob, but he wasn't really like a bad guy. I mean, he sort of was stupid and took a like basically got $1,000 to drive a car across town, which, you know, what kind of idiot does that? But apparently he does. But like you don't, they're not really guilty. They've been clearly set up, and clearly the cop is bad who's arresting them. Um, and so it's interesting that uh, Benini's character actually killed a dude, although he said it was accidental. Um, and yet he's like, of the three of them, he's clearly Mr. Nice Guy. Uh, so that was, I thought, an interesting turn of events. And I think it's interesting that he's also the one that he's like the glue that keeps them together. And so when he leaves, they go their separate paths at the end of the movie. Um, that might have been a spoiler. I'm looking at the thing for the movie over there right now. Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of them just going completely batshit crazy, and that was a little like it made me disinterested in the film. I couldn't tell what it was trying to do, and I shouldn't have been trying to tell what it was trying to do. But like Tom Waits' character was clearly disturbed when he was in the prison, and I don't know if that's a statement about what prison does to you or what. Um, but Benini's character was, I mean, they were all like talking to themselves, and Benini's character was like, my mother, she pets the rabbit, and then she snaps its neck, and I was like, okay, your mother sounds awesome. Like, but he was like having a fucking monologue, like he wasn't talking to anyone, or what's the name of that from Shakespearean terms? It's not a monologue, a soliloquy. He was like having a soliloquy, And I just was, I don't know, there was something about it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jake. You know what? I'll try watching it again over the next week or two if I've got time, and I'll maybe give you a more I don't know, like, I don't know what the word is for the review I will give, but after watching it this time with this review, with the way I've been feeling, like, I don't know that this is a movie I would suggest for someone else to watch. And I feel bad because, I mean, again, this is like your favorite movie of all time. And there's too much silence. There's too many gaps. I'm going to come clean. I don't think Tom Waits is a fantastic musician. Um, I used to have about 60 or 70 songs of his in my library. And I think I liked one or two of them, and it's just his vocals and his style. Like I don't know if what he does is particularly inventive in terms of like certain genres of music, in terms of jazz or whatnot, but like I don't enjoy listening to it. It just doesn't do it for me. It's grating on my ears, and if that's artistic and that's like what he's going for, that's that's fine. But I'm not going to listen to it. And in terms of an actor, the only other movie I've seen him in is Mystery Men, which I must admit I enjoy his character in Mystery Men. There was another movie that came out recently that Tom Waits was in that was like about this weird alternate afterlife where no one can smile, and everyone who's in it killed themselves. And he was in that, and that looked like it might have been interesting, but I never got around to seeing it. But my understanding is that in terms of his acting career, he's a good actor. But he hasn't been in a lot of movies. I didn't IMDb this, but this is just circumstantial information. Like I don't know. I don't think that it was a bad. I think it was the writing. I think the actors did what they could, but there were certain aspects of the writing in a couple scenes that I was just like, really, is that what you're saying? I don't know. It seemed noirish, you know. Whereas this movie was not really trying to be noirish. Anyway, I'm sorry, Jake. I clearly did not like this nearly as much as you. And yeah, I'll watch it again. I'm excited for Welcome to the Jungle though, or The Rundown, because that is a movie that's like entirely switch off your brain. I want you to either have not slept the night before watching it, or well, that might make you miserable. I don't know. You got to be like a little bit loopy when you're watching it. I'm not saying be drunk or take drugs or whatever. Clearly, no, that's not my style. But like, it's a movie that you can't take seriously because it's not taking itself seriously. Whereas this movie, it clearly has some interesting points to make in terms of. Well, that just sounds stupid. Yeah, the story entirely does revolve around the dynamics between these three characters and the way they interact with one another. And I got nothing else to say. I'm just blathering here. I'm sorry you guys had to endure this. I'll talk to you, Neil. I'm expecting you to make a video. You never did your review of Down by Law last Sunday, 4 days ago. So when you make it, post it. See you.